can't tell as it's all happening. And that's why a lot of people are going to get bonked when they realize they're caught offside. This is the monthly others BTC. Man, the candle's almost red as well. So, man, we got a long time to go, friends. I'll be honest. I don't know. I'll just be honest. We're not peaking within this year. Just forget this year, dude. This is a recovery year. You saw the Tron chart. It's just gliding up. I don't see it. We just need so much more time. Now, of course, we can go within a 15 to 18 month period. We can go from peak depression, which is March 2020 zombie virus, into Dogecoin mania. It can happen. The thing, though, friends, is you've got to remember the government, they're not going to do the money printer bonanza now unless a big black swan happens. The problem is everyone's waiting for the big black swan. When everyone's waiting for the big black swan, you don't get the big black swan. It already happened 5 years ago. These things only happen once every, around 15 years. You need a generation of people to forget. So that's why I think you might say, oh, but does that mean altcoins suck? No. That actually means Bitcoin dominance is going down and altcoins are going up because Bitcoin correlates to global liquidity, remember? Global liquidity, which I have the chart here. Bitcoin is a strong correlator over time, right? Not this daily stuff to global liquidity. Okay, but altcoins follow the business cycle. And what I think is starting to play out now is, if you go look at the business ISM here, is the 2017 Trump stuff, where this is what happened, friends. The US Fed didn't print that much money, but the positive flywheel just took over and the economy just had a cycle up. Okay, it was actually because of China and then the business tax rates of Trump. Trump's policies, basically. It was basically fiscal stuff. Okay, in this cycle, we literally went to zero, and then they did infinite QE and they handed out money. They forced the cycle. This was not natural whatsoever. This was basically them handing out candy. They're like, hey, get on your couch, go spend money and do stuff in the economy. Everybody thinks we need this to go up again. But now here's the truth of the situation. This was the worst alt seasons of all time. The best alt seasons of all time came when they were barely printing money, when we didn't have the big black swans. Okay, but remember, friends, investors, they have a recency bias. Remember, they think about what's happened recently. They go, okay, what happened last time? They go, oh, we had a big black swan, bear market confirmed, and then you get to buy on the money printer, and then everyone makes free money. But I think what's most likely going to happen is just a combination of Trump's bills and AI and robotics will send this thing higher, and you have a natural cycle. And that will probably be the biggest trap of all, because what happens, friends, is everybody stays on the sidelines. And right here, you actually find is when PMI is 52 to 55, most of the crowd actually gets bullish. They do. That's actually what happens, friends. So the crowd actually is right around here because they buy up. The first round of people capitulate. Let's say there's 100 people. The first 35% capitulate. You're like, oh my God, you're probably going to get nervous. You're going to go, Swami, everyone's bullish. Everyone's bullish. What do you do? No, it's okay. In these parts up, the crowd is right. The crowd is right. On these swings up, but every other time the crowd is wrong. Okay, so on the swing up, the crowd will be correct. But what happens is, because the PMI is going up, this is where it's unique. Why is the crowd correct? Because they're all bullish and the PMI is rising, people in the economy who are not in crypto, they can now join. Okay, so right here, if PMI rises up here, everyone will be bullish. But guess what happens, man? Say there's 33% of people here. Guess where the other 66% of people are? They are working in the economy. Nurses, doctors, teachers, people who left crypto in the bear market many years ago. Yet they now come back. And that's what we have our traditional. So that's actually what happens. The problem, though, is every time we hit the top of a range, everybody hopes that all those people from outside are going to come in. They haven't come in for a long time. Okay, so that's the mechanics of how it happens. The timing of that, no one knows. If we knew the timing, you just go 100x long. But of course, it's not that. But this is just the type of stuff that we're waiting for. Let's crack on with some news, friends. So the Bank of England